Honorable Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Chairman of the Cabinet Committee on Food Security and Nutrition, as represented by Honorable Minister Sibanda from his office, the Minister of State for Harare Metropolitan Province, Honorable M. Chukwa, the Honorable Deputy Minister for Agriculture, Mechanization and Irrigation Development, Honorable Dr. Malapira, the Zimbabwe Agricultural Society President, Mr. Ndenga, Dr. Robin Powsen, the NECF co-chairperson, my colleague, Deputy Chief Secretary to the President and Cabinet, and also Chair of the Working Party of the Cabinet Committee on Food Security and Nutrition, Vampa Manga, and all heads of ministries here present, members of the NECF Steering Committee, the Executive Secretary for the NECF, Mr. Chakanetsa, and the Zimbabwe Agricultural Society Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Masuka, senior government officials here present, captains of industry and commerce, members of the diplomatic corps, development partners, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to welcome you as your moderator for this official opening ceremony to this 5th installment of the annual National Agribusiness Conference, which was introduced about 5 years ago after realizing the successes of the International Business Conference, which is a dialogue platform that the National Economic Consultative Forum holds in partnership with the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair Company on the sidelines of the ZITF in Bulawayo. And I'm delighted to see that the ZITF is represented in full force here today. Stakeholders agreed to have a similar conference to the International Business Conference to be held on the sidelines of the Harare Agricultural Show, with the objective of taking advantage of the show to bring together stakeholders in the agricultural sector to deliberate on the various issues influencing developments in the sector. And Dr. Masuka was just briefing our guest of honor today on the very exciting discussions that were held yesterday. The annual Agribusiness Conference, a joint initiative of the NECF and the Zimbabwe Agricultural Society, has now become an annual event which is not to be missed. This year's edition of the annual National Agribusiness Conference is held under the theme Seed to Food, Innovate, Consolidate, Sustain. The theme was selected after realizing the successes that the country scored under the Command Agriculture Scheme and the Presidential Input Scheme. There is therefore a need to innovate and consolidate the gains that were realized in the last agricultural season for sustainable economic development. Already, government is instituting measures to consolidate the gains by extending the Command Agriculture concept to other subsectors in agriculture that include the subsector relating to the production of soybeans, cotton, fish, and livestock, among others. As you may have observed on the program, today's conference is a half-day event wherein the first session is dedicated to the official opening ceremony. The conference will then proceed by way of presentations and discussions. Topics to be presented will touch on production and productivity in the agricultural sector, weather patterns, the soybean value chain, inputs availability, as well as threats to agricultural sector viability. We shall also have an interesting panel discussion on the presentation on threats to agricultural sector viability. Let me just inform our guest of honor that the participants to this conference have been drawn from various institutions, including government, farmers and farmers' organizations, agro-input suppliers, agro-merchants and traders, agro-processors, financial services providers, banks, microfinance institutions and credit associations, agricultural marketing institutions and agriculture-related retailers, agriculture, industry and financial policy officials or technocrats, research institutions and the academia, as well as civil society organizations, development partners, and of course we do have the meteorological services department that is represented here. Having made those brief introductory remarks, I believe that we can move straight into our program, and we start with some opening remarks that will be provided by Dr. Robbie Mpawase, the NECF National Co-Chairperson. Dr. Robbie Mpawase.
Honorable Minister.
For these and other stories, visit our website www.263chat.com. Follow us on Twitter @263chat and like our Facebook page 263chat.